What's up, guys? It is Frankie here. It is week 11 of the 2021 NFL season. It's time to make some predictions. We are going to pick every game except for the Niners-Jaguars game because the Niners haven't played yet. Other than that, here are the games for week 11. The New England Patriots will take on the Atlanta Falcons on Thursday Night Football. The Patriots are 6-point favorites. I gotta say, first of all, there's going to be about 50 references in this game to Super Bowl 51. Even though Brady's not there anymore, they're going to talk about it a lot. They'll bring up 28-3. They'll show the highlight package, midway through the game. I'm sure Matt Ryan's going to be asked about it all week long. So, how about New England? This was stunning to me. I thought New England would be a fine team this year. I didn't know how good they'd be, but they're looking, I don't want to say like the Brady Patriots, but they're looking really solid right now. Mac Jones, a fantastic game yesterday. After two average games in a row, he comes back firing. 19 for 23, 198 yards, 3 touchdowns, good accuracy, great decision-making against Cleveland. He was great on third and long. Just a really solid performance here out of Mac Jones. And showing those chops that people have been talking about all year that makes you think he could be the franchise quarterback for years. Hopefully for Patriots fans, that is the case. He looks great on offense right now. He looks really poised. Atlanta doesn't look poised at all. That was a just disgraceful loss against Dallas. I know they can make the playoffs here, but gosh, they look so bad. There's just very little talent right now. They have such a lack of depth everywhere. They've got nothing at the receiver position. Just a lot of concerns here for Atlanta. They're very, very average, very, very mediocre. And I think that continues here in this game. I think New England runs all over Atlanta here in this performance. 6 points on the road, I will gladly take that. It has been a crazy year in the NFL, so we can see wild things here, but Atlanta just looks so bad. New England's offense, I think, will pick apart Atlanta's defense here. I think New England will shut down without Atlanta's good receivers. I think New England's defense will have a top-notch performance. Patriots are rolling right now. It's that familiar time. It's November, December, and the Patriots are finding their stride, and I think they will continue to find their stride here on Thursday night. It's 6 points for New England. I like it. Give me the Patriots, -6. The Indianapolis Colts and the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are 7-point favorites. First of all, decent win here for Indianapolis yesterday against Jacksonville. But as we've talked about, I guess decent is the right word for a team like Jacksonville. But as we've talked about, Indianapolis has never this entire season beaten a team with a winning record. And now 2 in a row. They've got 2 teams in a row they have to face who have winning records. They've got Buffalo this week and Tampa next week. Probably the 2 best teams in the NFL. So now is the time if you're Indianapolis to show that you're for real. I don't think they're for real. I think they've benefited from a weak schedule. They're just a blot team. They can't really do anything that impressive here. Again, it was a fine win against Jacksonville, but nothing too much. They gave up 500 yards to the Jets, and Jacksonville was just hanging around, to quote Teddy KGB from Rounders. They were just hanging around all game. So I think it's just not looking good here for Indianapolis against a great team like Buffalo. Buffalo, welcome back. After a rough performance a week ago, they came back firing here against the Jets. A bad Jets team, but they did what they needed to do. Allen looked awesome. Stephon Diggs, his first 100-yard receiving game of the year. Gabriel Davis. Allen was 9 for 13 for 271 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 pick on throws more than 10 yards downfield, which is incredible. It is fair to say the Jets' defense might be the worst in the league, so that helps, but Buffalo's defense is amazing. They were just so dominant all the way around. It might be the best defense in the NFL. They need a bounce-back game. They got it, and I think that will continue here. Indianapolis, I don't think is very good. I think the Colts are just, again, benefited from a weak schedule. I think that will show themselves in this game. 7-point favorites for Buffalo. I think Buffalo, again, just destroys the Colts here in this game, in this performance. Really liking the Bills here. Give me Buffalo, -7. The Baltimore Ravens and the Chicago Bears. The Ravens are 6-point favorites. Tough loss against Miami on Thursday. I was expecting big things from Baltimore, and they really didn't deliver. They did a terrible job. Lamar Jackson was a terrible job by the offensive line in that game. I know Miami can be good at times, but Lamar was under duress 20 times. He was pressured 14 times. And when Lamar is pressured 14 more times in the game, they're 0-3. So they really need to. And unfortunately, Ronnie Stanley's out for the year, so we're never going to see that dominant offensive line from the Ravens. But they're going to need to step up here. Just the kind of game here from the Ravens. Again, and I was expecting so much because all right, that was nice. They are still atop the AFC North, so nothing too much to worry about. And I think that they got to do it here against the Bears. The Bears are coming off a bye. Tough loss against Pittsburgh, where started off struggling. They came back firing, and then just unfortunately they gave up the winning field goal there at the end. There's just nothing really I mean, Fields is getting a little bit better, but it's not much to where you can sit there and be like, yeah, look out for the Bears here. Look out for Justin Fields and Allen Robinson and Darnell Mooney. It's just they're just a blah team. There's nothing really exciting about them right now. I think Baltimore, they know they need to bounce back. They know they need to come after a terrible performance. They need to show that they're for real. And I think they're going to do that here in this game. Assuming the Ravens are going to protect Lamar, at least I don't know if the Bears are going to be able to put as much pressure as Miami did. I said they won't. I think Baltimore will show their offensive power here in this game. We'll see a little vintage Lamar here. By vintage Lamar, I mean, week 2 against the Chiefs. So we're going to see some dominant Lamar here, I think, in this game. On the road in Chicago, I think the Ravens win this one by about 10. Sorry, Chicago, but just in Baltimore's the better team here. They're obviously the better team, I think. And I think they're going to show that was a tough loss on Sunday. They got to bounce back. I think they will here. Give me the Ravens, -6. The Detroit Lions and the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are 10-point favorites. I actually thought about this one a lot because, first of all, Detroit, congratulations. You didn't lose. I know that's a low bar, but you didn't lose. You tied Pittsburgh, who was without their starting quarterback because he ended up with COVID the day before. Or we think COVID. We have no idea. Also, Jared Goff, wow, he's pathetic. He is truly pathetic. It's just, gosh, how did this guy go to the Super Bowl? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How did Jared Goff get to a Super Bowl? I don't know what's more inexplicable. That Jared Goff went to a Super Bowl, or that Jimmy Garoppolo went to a Super Bowl. Or that Joe Flacco went to a Super Bowl. Like, all these things, you just sit there, and you're just confused. Or Nick Foles went to a Super Bowl. Like, the NFL's weird, man. So, the Lions tie the game. Well done. They hang in there. Nice game from DeAndre Swift. But now they're going to try to get a win here. I did think about taking the Lions because it's 10 points, but I can't trust Detroit until they actually pull something off here. Cleveland, you can't blame OBJ on that one. That was a dreadful performance. Baker, we think he gets hurt. Completes only 2 passes to wide receivers. They just looked flat. Their defense is bad. They got 0 pressure on Mac Jones at all. No turnovers. New England destroyed them on 3rd down over and over again. And I mean, we were all thinking Cleveland was going to step up here in 2021. They were going to show they were a legit team, and they've taken a monster step back. I just don't know what the issue here is for Cleveland, but it is not looking very impressive. They've just looked bad for many weeks here. They're very inconsistent. I had to pick somebody, though, so I'm going to roll with Cleveland, but I'm not happy about this. I'm not excited about this because we're coming off maybe the worst loss of the year for Cleveland, and Detroit hasn't won a game. This is my classic week of this is the game of the week of don't bet at all. The don't bet at all game of the week. There might be a few more here that I wouldn't bet, but I gotta roll with Cleveland. They are the better team. They've got to show me something here, anything, and maybe in this game they will. Give me the Browns here -10, but God, stay away from this game. The Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are 10-point favorites. Houston coming off a bye, and good because they just had a terrible loss against Miami. Oh God, I mean, gosh, the Dolphins were without their starting quarterback. They only had 1 win, and Houston lost to them. It's a bad time here in Houston. It's unbelievable to think that this team was competing for a playoff spot just a few years ago. It is really going downhill for the Texans here. As for Tennessee, impressive win against New Orleans. I was wondering, how is this team going to survive without Derrick Henry? And the thing that's kept them alive, even more than Ryan Tannehill, has been their pass rush. Like, they have a terrific pass rush. 27 sacks through 10 games this season. They had 19 last year. They've really stepped up on that. Jeffrey Simmons, who has been really stepped up here for Tennessee, he has 5 sacks in the last 2 games. They're going to need a dynamic offensive player here, though, because they don't have Derrick Henry. Julio Jones is out for the next couple of weeks. They're going to need A.J. Brown to step up until Julio Jones comes back so that Tennessee can really elevate here. But they looked good here in this game against New Orleans, especially the defense in the first half. In the second half, it struggled a little bit, but they hung in there. They got the win. And I gotta pick somebody to win this game, and I have to pick Tennessee in that regard. And it's not like I'm not confident about this. It's just a wild, wacky league. We've all seen the parity in the NFL right now. But I think in this game here, it's just that Tennessee is a much better team. Even without Derrick Henry, they've shown bits and pieces here on the offense. The pass rush has been excellent, phenomenal. So I think in this game, that is going to show itself here. I think they're going to be all over Tyrod Taylor, or whoever the heck, or Mills, or whoever the heck the Texas quarterback is. I think they'll be all over him all game long. I think that will show here in this game. 10 points for Tennessee. Got to roll with the Titans. Give me the Titans, -10. The Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. The Packers are 2.5-point favorites. A very unimpressive victory for Green Bay. We all thought, oh, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, that'll be fun. And no, Rodgers looked like he had just suffered long version of COVID. 2 red zone interceptions. The first time in an NFL game this season that there have been 2 red zone interceptions. I guess it was the first time this season that both starting quarterbacks threw at least 1 red zone interception. Second red zone interception of the year for Rodgers. He hasn't thrown one since week 1, which was his worst week. He just didn't look good. He misfired on a couple throws. He just was not exciting. He had a fine stat day, 22 for 37 for 292 yards, but we know he can do better. And Green Bay's defense is really carrying them afloat here. They are excellent. I mean, you saw the way they shut down Seattle. So let's hope that Rodgers gets back to fully healthy. Let's hope that he and Joe Rogan, his buddy, they'll devise a plan here next week to be better, a little bit stronger. And so I think Green Bay here in this game. Again, I'm betting against Minnesota. I don't like betting against Kirk Cousins, which I've mentioned many times before. They did a nice job yesterday getting Justin Jefferson the ball. Kirk Cousins went 5 for 6 getting throws from Jefferson. Jefferson with 9 catches for 143 yards. I'm sorry, he meant 5 for 6 on throws longer than 10 yards downfield. But Jefferson ended up with 9 catches for 143 yards. So those two have a nice chemistry, it looks like, going here. Give the ball to Jefferson more. That's probably going to help you there. But still not sold on the Vikings. Even though they beat the Chargers, I'm still not really enamored by them. Green Bay is the better team here. The defense is much stronger. And is Rodgers going to look this bad again 2 weeks in a row? I think we're going to see a rejuvenated Rodgers here in this game. All right, now he'll be there the whole week. The COVID's gone. Maybe he'll start to get back into gear here. So I think it's 2.5 points. I love what Green Bay's doing right now. I'm taking the Packers. Rolling with the Packers here. Give me Green Bay minus 2.5. The Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. I mean, what do you want from me? Gosh, I don't know. I mean, Miami won, which cool against Houston. Cool. The Jets just no. That was. I know it's Buffalo, but man, that was a pathetic performance. I'm gonna go with Miami. But God, this is a terrible game. I mean, I feel like these games have mostly been terrible for the last decade, but this is really bad. Both teams look anemic, and yeah, again, Miami. I know Miami won, but they're still not a very good team. And the Jets are just blah. They're worse than blah, actually. Blew the whole organization up. Give me the Dolphins here minus 3. The New Orleans Saints and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are a 1.5 favorite. New Orleans almost 2 weeks in a row that they struggled for a large portion of the game, and then the fourth quarter they tried to come back, couldn't pull it off, and it's just. The biggest problem right now with the Saints is all the injuries. You have Kamara out. You have Terran Armstead out for this week. Obviously, you've already had Jameis Winston and Michael Thomas out. Just struggled a lot during this game. The fumble, the kickoff return, missed extra points, the penalties. It's just not working right now here for New Orleans. And yet I'm picking New Orleans here. And I don't have a good reason why. Maybe because this is one of the top teams in the AFC, and they put up a fight with them. They put up a real fight here against Philadelphia. We're hoping that Alvin Kamara can come back. Philadelphia, while they are, they did win yesterday against Denver, even though I don't think Denver's that good. And it was good seeing Devontae Smith really show up here. The reigning Heisman winner. It's been, we wanted to see him come alive, and he had here in this game. He caught 4 catches for 66 yards, 2 touchdowns. First multi-touchdown game of his career. He has 3 touchdowns in the last 2 games. Third Eagles rookie to record 600 receiving yards in his first 10 games since the merger. He joins Deshaun Jackson and Charlie Young. So we saw what he could do here. Just still not totally. I'm wondering, was that just a bad performance against Denver? I mean, you look at the two teams. Philadelphia dominated against Denver, fine. New Orleans came close to beating one of the top teams in the AFC in Tennessee. So for that reason, I just think New Orleans right now, they're coming off a little bit of more. But I think that in this game they're going to show here against Philadelphia that what they can do. It's a 1.5. Why the heck not? I also got to pick a couple upsets here because I can't pick all favorites. So in this game, I'm like, you know what? Sure, why not? I could see the Saints pulling something out. I could see the Saints getting a couple touchdowns early, even though I have no idea who their quarterback's going to be. This might be the worst pick I've ever made, not thinking about it. But whether it's Trevor Siemian at quarterback, even though he was good in the fourth quarter, he struggled a lot throughout the game. We'll see. Are they going to go with him or Taysom Hill? But I say in this game, I think this is a game where Hurts struggles. He doesn't perform great, and Hurts and Siemian or Hill, whoever it is, delivers for New Orleans. It's a 1.5. Why not? I'm rolling the dice. Give me the Saints plus 1.5. The Washington to be determines and the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are 3-point favorites. Again, blah. Although I will say, having Cam Newton back, man, that is going to rile up that fan base. Like, they are going to be so loud and so crazy on Sunday to see Cam Newton, even though I think Carolina's done for the year. To have Cam back is going to be enough to send them over the edge. Good one from Washington yesterday. That was nice, even though they may have just lost Chase Young for the year. That was an impressive upset against Tampa Bay. But both teams are still bad here. There's nothing really exciting to talk about. There's no playoff implications here. I do think Carolina wins, though, because I just think it's going to be such an electric atmosphere, and I think Cam will deliver. Give me the Panthers. And by the way, great yesterday seeing Cam score those 2 touchdowns. And that was the most Cam Newton way to start a game, where Cam Newton scores the touchdown, on his first play, rushing touchdown, and then immediately gets a 15-yard penalty for taunting. That was perfect Cam. I loved it. Rooting for him here, and I think Carolina comes through here in this game. Give me the Panthers, -3. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Oakland Las Vegas Raiders, whoever they are. The Vegas Raiders, excuse me. In this game here, the Bengals are a point favorite. Cincinnati coming off a bye where they just got destroyed by Cleveland, a team that just got destroyed by New England. They're making so many mistakes here. Cincinnati's not sharp right now as much as I wanted to. I still think they're a year or two away, but turnovers are just killing Cincinnati here. It killed them in the last game. It's again between struggling against the Jets and now this game here where they struggled against Cleveland back-to-back games. And this is a team that destroyed Baltimore. I'm like, oh wow, look at this. And then they struggle against the Jets. They get knocked out by Cleveland. They are coming off a bye, so that might help them there. But they could still make the playoffs. But I'm not. There's nothing really exciting about this team right now. I'm gonna roll with the Raiders. The Raiders are at home. It's only a point. What the heck? Even though the Raiders, that was a tough situation there against Kansas City last night. A lot of teams can cover the spreads for Kansas City, but it's been such an emotionally draining year for the Raiders. It has been so tough to watch this team, between the John Gruden stuff, between the Henry Ruggs stuff. It has just been so difficult watching this team just try to bounce back over and over again. And yet that was a tough loss last night. Prime time, a home game, and it looked uninspiring for them. Sloppy. They just looked bad. Carr not having a good performance here. I'm going to say they win this game. The Raiders are at home. They look bad 2 weeks in a row, and I have slightly more confidence in the Raiders right now than I do in the Bengals. So neither team here. This is another game, don't bet. But this is a situation where I just think the Raiders are going to be in a little bit of a better position. They're going to be at home. I think we'll see something here. I think Carr's going to have a nice performance, and I think that will be just enough to get by Cincinnati here. I'm going to roll the dice once again. I'm going to take the Las Vegas Raiders. Give me the Raiders, +1. The Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are 2.5-point favorites. Impressive wins for both of these teams yesterday. First of all, Dallas, you were wondering how much of an anomaly was the loss to Denver, and I guess it was just that, an anomaly, because they annihilated a bad Atlanta team, but they really annihilated them. Dak looked great. CeeDee Lamb. Dallas was just, Zeke scoring 2 touchdowns. This was the Cowboys team that we've expected all season, and we've gotten for the most part. They had 29 points in one quarter. The defense really delivered here against Atlanta. Now they got 3 big games coming up, because now they got Kansas City, they got the Raiders, and they get the Saints, and that's going to determine how good they are. Because they're 7-2. If they end that 10-2, they might be the best team in football. If they can end that stretch 10-2, I don't know if they will, but I could very easily see a situation here where if I think they beat Kansas City, which I think they'll cover the spread here. Whether or not they'll win, we'll see. But I think that they'll win that. And then the Raiders and Saints, and the Raiders are backsliding here, and the Saints, with their quarterback situation, you don't know what it's going to be like in a couple weeks. But Mahomes looked much better yesterday. Mahomes, I'm back on the Kansas City here for a second, but Mahomes looked like old vintage Mahomes. He looked like the guy that we've all expected here. 5 touchdowns, just really throwing the ball well against the Raiders, and it was good. It was good to see the Chiefs okay, there it is. There's Lamar, or there's Mahomes. I'm sorry. It was good to see the return of Mahomes here in this game. However, I have told you guys that I don't bet the Chiefs. It was because of last year. It was because of a lot of this year. I just don't bet the Chiefs. I will say this though: if Kansas City can win this game against Dallas and win it convincingly, I might start betting the Chiefs, because I betted them once this year. I bet them once this year, and that was against the Ravens, and I got destroyed on that one. So in this game, they've covered 2 spreads in a row, I think, because I picked them. I picked Green Bay. Now, in fairness, that was before the Rodgers stuff. Before Rodgers got COVID, and I lost that one. And then I bet them yesterday. I bet the Raiders, and they lost that. So if Dallas can if Kansas City can destroy Dallas here, I might have to sit there and reconsider and go, you know what? I might start betting Kansas City again. They've earned my trust back. Until then, I'm going to wait and see. But even though that was the best we've seen from Kansas City in a long, long time, not totally ready to trust them yet. So in this game, I'm going to say Dallas wins it. I'm going to say Dallas covers the spread. or whether they win or actually I don't know if they're going to win, but I think they'll cover the spread here. But I could see them winning this game here. I just think they're on such a run right now here. Back after that terrible loss, they come back to destroy Atlanta. I think we'll see Dallas continue to be dominant. I think we're going to see a fun offensive game here, but I think Dallas covers the spread. Give me the Cowboys plus 2.5. The Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. The Cardinals are 2.5-point favorites. 2 bad losses in a row, or 2 bad losses for both of these teams yesterday. Now, for Arizona, at least you can say, all right, Kyler Murray's not playing, DeAndre Hopkins isn't playing. So you can't go too crazy. Now, they did lose the number 1 seed. Now it's Green Bay's. So, and remember, there's only 1 wild card bye. There's only 1 bye. So, in each conference. So, we're going to need to see Arizona here come back and deliver. I have no idea if Murray's going to play in this game. I hope he does. I thought he was going to play this week. He didn't. Hopefully he'll play this week. And if he does, that'll make this prediction a lot easier. And we'll see about Hopkins, although we have no idea at this point. And then for Seattle, I mean, I'm guessing that finger is still bothering Russ because he looked bad. Very unimpressive. 2 interceptions, a lot of just unimpressive throws, a lot of bad throws. And now at 3-6, like they're 1 loss away from their season being completely done. I think they could still make it, but they are running out of time here. It's just been a bad situation. The finger injury from Wilson just killed them, and I don't think they were. I just think they've dug them too deep of a hole. I think that will continue in this game. I'm going to assume that Kyler Murray plays. I think Arizona comes through. Arizona delivers. We see a dynamic offensive performance from Arizona. I don't know about Hopkins, but I don't know if it's going to matter. As long as Murray's in the game, I don't know if it's going to matter. So it's 2.5 points. Even though Seattle was at home, I got to see a little bit more from Seattle before. And I think Arizona's been one of the best teams in the league when they've had Kyler Murray on the field. So I say in this game, I think Kyler Murray comes back. I think he delivers. I think they take it to Seattle. I think the Cardinals win this game. 2.5 points. I like it. Sorry, Seattle. Give me the Cardinals minus 2.5. The Sunday night game, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are 4-point favorites. That was a just embarrassing Steelers loss. Wow. Or not even a loss. It felt like a loss because you tied Detroit. When you tie a team that hasn't won a game all year, that's considered a loss. I mean, just the mistakes in this game. A snap goes over Mason Rudolph's head. Multiple penalties. Fumble by Deontay Johnson. I mean, I'm just talking about this whole game was just so bad to watch. And then the fumble at the end of the game when Pittsburgh has a chance to get into field goal range and they can't do it. Now, obviously, all that was reliant on the fact that Big Ben didn't pass COVID protocols. I don't know if he has COVID or whatever, but he's sick. He misses the game. Mason Rudolph comes in, and it just Mason Rudolph. I can't blame Mason Rudolph. He didn't know he was going to play in this game, but it was just a bad situation there. Pittsburgh still could have pulled this off, and they didn't. And the run defense for Pittsburgh let DeAndre Swift run all over them in this game. Now I know they were missing Allahu and they were missing Tuitt, but it was bad. It was bad seeing Pittsburgh, and they couldn't really show their. For what we've seen from them from their run defense. So that was a struggle. We assume that Big Ben's going to come back, although we don't know. Either or, I'm going to take the Chargers. I think it's a little bit more. I'm going to take them anyway because I think the Chargers are at home here. 4-point favorites. We're going to assume that Herbert's playing. I don't see there's not reason to. And I would say Herbert's been struggling. 20 for 34, 195 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. A week after he throws over 350 yards against the Eagles. They lose out on first place in the AFC West, so that was tough. Couldn't stop Dalvin Cook here in this game. But I don't know and we saw, here's an example. Now, I know Pittsburgh won, but we saw what happened when you have a quarterback who gets COVID like a couple days before, and they miss out on the next game. It's Rodgers. He comes back here, and he doesn't look that great. So, it is possible that Big Ben doesn't have COVID, and he'll be fine. Although, if he got COVID on Saturday, that might not be enough time frame for him. So, I'm going to roll with the Chargers here in this game. Chargers at home, 4-point favorites. Someone has to win this. Neither team is looking that particularly well right now. I'm going to say Herbert comes back. Herbert delivers in this game. And the defense will need to be a little bit better, but I think they will if they're playing Mason Rudolph. So I'm liking the Chargers here in this game. 4 points. Give it to me. Give me the Chargers, minus 4. The Monday night game, the New York Giants and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are 11.5-point favorites. Why do we have to keep watching the Giants in primetime? And I say this as someone who loves the Giants. Why do we have to keep watching this team in primetime? Why? How many weeks? It's like every year we got one Giants primetime game, and no one wants it. Nobody wants to see the Giants in primetime anymore. And again, we see this. Now, the Giants are coming off their best win of the year. The way they beat the Raiders here, the defense looking better and better with every week. The defense has now allowed 20 points or fewer in 3 straight games. Nice running game back performance from Devontae Booker. And Daniel Jones doing nice. But, and yes, it is, we're wondering how healthy. Is Kenny Galladay, is Kadarius Toney, are they going to be back? We're hoping for Saquon and Sterling Shepard to be back soon. We'd like to see them in this game, although with Barkley, it doesn't seem to matter. He always seems to get hurt anyway. But they are coming into Tampa Bay. They're coming into arguably the best team in the NFL. And they're coming off a Tampa team that just lost to Washington. So I honestly think this is going to be a slaughter. Sorry, Giants, but again, you're coming off Tom Brady, who just lost to Washington. You know he's going to be revved up. You know he's going to be fired up. You know he's going to be like, I have to make amends for what happened. So I think in this game, it's 11.5 points. I think Tampa destroys here this game. I think we really see a dynamic performance from Tampa. That last game, yesterday they had a 19-play touchdown. They gave up a 19-play touchdown drive to Washington at the end of the game. So, and Brady threw 2 picks. They didn't get the Tyler Heineke at all. A lot of penalties. 6 penalties for 43 yards. It was rough there. But this is a really good team. We've all seen it. We've all seen them deliver over and over again. They're at home. They're coming off a tough loss, coming off one of the worst losses of the year. I can't see them being bad again. I think in this game, in this situation, I think we're going to see a Tampa team really shine, really deliver. We're going to see them know, they have to know in their heads, like, gosh, I can't believe we lost to Washington. We're going to see a vintage Brady performance. And he also can't lose to the Giants again because he's done it too many times. So in this instance, it's 11.5 points, and I'm loving Tampa here in this game. Nothing against the Giants, who are playing their best ball of the year. I just think they've picked Tampa at the wrong time. Give me the Buccaneers minus 11.5. That's it for now, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to this channel and you like what you see, make sure you subscribe down below. I will be back tomorrow to break down the Niners, to preview the Niners-Jaguars game, maybe a couple NBA videos this week, a lot of things that we're working on right now. Hope you guys subscribe for more. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, and God bless.